Hey guys, Drixus here. I'm going to give you a quick overview of the island, or what's formerly called Explorers of Ixalan. In fact, look at the box right here. Let me show you the lid. Let's have some fun here on the PDH Studios. We're gonna explain to you how we play. Start over.
Just do it. You're fine. Don't.
All right.
I'm starting over.
Okay. No, it's great.
no,
Leave
it's
it.
It's gonna be a
Leave
28-minute video, anyways.
Yeah, we need a nice 28 video.
Okay, there we go. Hold on. We'll take this.
It's
out.
all gonna be worth it.
We'll put that right there.
Look at that nice art. You know, it looks even better on the box. Oh god, it's so zoomed.
Let's
There
just
you
read
go.
the manual verbatim.
So, anyways, let me just dive into this manual here. It looks so like formidable, but it's not really that complicated. Let me just dive right in here. So each of these tiles has a mana cost on it. You can see 1, 3, 6. We'll get to why this one's flipped up. So on your turn, you can spend the corresponding amount of mana to buy a tile. Now you can only buy tiles that are on the edges, or ones that have been completely exposed. So for instance, if I wanted to buy this 3, I couldn't buy it until these 3 have been bought, so that it's exposed like that. If this is still here, I can't buy it. But, one downside might be, if I buy this, then next turn somebody's just going to buy that. Well, that's where our little clue figurines come in. When you buy one that would reveal a 3 to be bought, you can claim it, and then you have a reservation on that until your next turn, so nobody can buy it until your turn. But if you choose not to buy it, this goes away, and then it's free game for anybody. So, what do the tiles actually do? Well, let's get into it. So there's a few different things. So here's a couple of examples. There's these quests. Quests are effects that happen once a certain condition has been met. So for instance, Study the Nine Rivers says the next time you would draw a card, instead you look at the top 4 cards of your library, put one in your hand and the rest on the bottom. Kind of similar to the Impulse card. So we usually end up calling it Impulse when we're playing. But so you hang on to these until you do whatever it is. In this case, until you draw a card. Then events are things that just happen immediately. This gives you a treasure token. A treasure token is an artifact that you can sacrifice for 1 mana of any color. A few different cards make it. A few different tiles make it. But yeah, you get a treasure token, and then you get to look at any face on tile. So you can get a little sneak peek on one of these guys. And then there's sights. These give you recurring effects. This one says at the end of your turn you get a sapperling, which is just a 1/1 green creature. And the thing about sights, though, is you keep them until a player does combat damage to you. And then when a player does combat damage to you, they can pick one of the sights you control and take it from you. And then they keep it until somebody hits them. And they just kind of get passed around. And then we have a few with stickers on them. So these are designated for some custom tiles that we made. So we kind of wanted to add a few effects to PDH to kind of spice things up. So we have 6 custom effects for these 1 tiles, and then we have 3 custom effects for these 3 tiles, and they vary in value. Here, I can at least show you one of them maybe. So for instance, we wanted more recursion. So this one is an event that just says you can return any 1 card from a graveyard to your hand. So 3 mana, you get any card back. Pretty cool. And this brings up another important point. Now, when we first played the island, we actually thought that you couldn't respond to the tiles. We just thought that would be how the rules would work. But actually, it turns out you can respond to them. But we kind of liked the idea of there being basically like a split-second effect in PDH, because every single split-second effect is at least uncommon, so literally doesn't exist. So we're kind of just playing like they are split-second. So for instance, if you reveal this, you get a card back. Nobody can exile your grave in response. No Tormod's Crypts. No nonsense. You get your card back. So it's kind of interesting to add effects like that. And we got a few other ones. Our friends drew some custom art for these guys, but you'll see them when you actually watch some of the island videos. So let's see. We went over the custom ones. We went over those. So why is this one facing that way? So this is just another 6 tile, but the special rule for Explorers of Ixalan is that this tile is always in the game. It's always one of the 4 6s. And it's a site called Araska, the Golden City. This is, I guess, what you're supposed to be looking for as the, the player or whatever the lore says. It's a very powerful sight. It says when you reveal it or whenever you take it from a player, you draw 2 cards. Already great. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, you draw 2 cards and deal 3 damage to each opponent. So this thing really, makes people want to hit you. Because if you make a full round, then you get 2 more cards and everybody takes the damage. It just closes the game out like real quick. So this becomes quite the point of contention quite quickly. But it's always in the game, which is kind of interesting. And yeah, so that's Island. It adds a couple of different effects. It's a mana sink. It's it adds effects that you wouldn't normally find in common, multiplayer. Lots of fun. So yeah, and that's that. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for the game.
PDH you next time.